What is going on, cryptocurrency investors? My name's Landon. You're watching Blockchain. I provide multiple cryptocurrency news videos each and every day, so keep yourself up to date in this hyper-evolving market. As many of you know, we've been covering the market cap and all of its changes and keeping an eye on the assets that are doing extremely well or alternatively extremely poorly in some cases. We've seen a handful of projects excel in the past month, with the last 7 days really being dominated by EOS. There's a lot of speculation out there in the market, so let's figure out what's going on with EOS, why it's been pumping so hard, and why on almost every piece of EOS content I've come across there are a ton of negative sentiment in the comments. But first, don't miss out on this opportunity to join the Typerium Bounty Rewards program. It's your chance to set yourself up for financial freedom. It's something I highly recommend, and I am currently participating in myself. Go to the Typerium website and click Bounty, as well as dropping your email into the pre-sale notification list to find out when this project goes live. The current cryptocurrency market is at $433 billion, which is very healthy comparatively to where we've been the last 4 months. Recently struggling at $250 billion about 3 to 4 weeks ago, and now doubling that entire market cap, looking towards $500 billion. Continue to watch Blockchain as we watch these ever-changing markets, and keep yourself informed on assets in the top 100, and comment below and let me know which assets you're following so I can include that in our content. The topic of today's conversation is EOS, up 10% right now over 24 hours and up 78% over the last 7 days. It has been incredibly good for investors, sitting at around $5 just a few weeks ago with a 24-hour volume of $4.6 billion. It's definitely taking up a large percentage of the entire market in regards to volume. Bitcoin dominance continues to drop ever so slowly as these altcoins continue to pump. Look for more price movement in EOS in the coming weeks, and definitely I would expect a correction. It's very pronounced on the 1 month chart. If we look at the 7-day chart, it's even more pronounced. We can really have a look at how the volumes changed over the past few weeks, with clearly a lot of interest in this project. Why has EOS skyrocketed this week? They are moving towards a mainnet launch on the 2nd of June. EOS will migrate from the Ethereum network onto its own blockchain over the course of 40 days, much like what Tron is doing as well. The transition is set to deliver a wide range of benefits to the token, most notably transaction speed. The big news that's caused a lot of excitement for EOS is Binance confirming that they will support the EOS mainnet token swap, and they will handle all technical requirements involved for all users holding EOS. So unlike my Tron video, which has done very good, so I thank all of you for that, letting everybody know about the TRX migration, which again, if you're not familiar, check that video out. I will link it above. EOS is attending Hong Kong Hackathon to connect hackers, developers, marketers, businesses, and other blockchain entities in order to foster development and growth within the EOS decentralized application ecosystem, which is very good considering it's just starting. It's going to bring a lot of people together in the same room to share ideas on how to build on this new mainnet. Because as with anything else, when going out on your own and separating and becoming a solo project, not dependent on the Ethereum network, they really have to garner users to come there. And the EOS Hackathon is a great way to do that. Now we get into why there's so much negative comments across every single EOS piece of content I've seen. EOS has begun accepting registrations from organizations that seek to capture a position as one of the 21 super nodes that will contribute to the maintenance of the EOS blockchain. These super nodes are the point of contention with many people that say it's not enough and it's incredibly decentralized because of this. I'll get into this momentarily, but first let's go over what EOS is planning to do. And part of the negative community reaction I will get to. These supernodes will be tasked with accruing, processing, and mining transactions. Supernodes are also responsible for ensuring that blocks formed through this process are rebroadcast to the miner nodes present within the network. Competition for these 21 nodes is intense. Groups of EOS enthusiasts that are locally assembled are vying for a position of this supernode, such as EOS Canada, EOS Rio, which are geographical locations from the group, I would assume, and others are significant industry players such as Antpool and Bitfinex, very similar to the practice in North America where large arenas are named after corporations. Here in Canada, Toronto has the Air Canada Centre, Ottawa has the Bell Centre, and Montreal has the Molson Centre, all of which are large corporations. In addition to the supernode competition that's going on and the way EOS is structuring this mainnet launch, at the beginning of April, EOS has announced new partnerships. That's going to result in the creation of EOS Global, a $200 million joint venture fund. It's intended to make strategic investments in the Asia-focused projects that use EOS. Block One CEO Brendan Bloomer has stated that the new investment fund will assist EOS in expanding their global presence. The venture capital fund of over $600 million will give the launch and development of this new mainnet a big boost, no doubt. Therefore, the upcoming mainnet launch is likely to have a very positive impact on the price of the EOS token right now, as we've clearly seen with a 78% gain in the last 2 weeks. I mean, the volume's insane. The run-up has not really seen any correction. The most significant correction coming today, and it is already half recovered. So I expect volume to continue to increase, getting as high as $5 billion by the end of today, and this should continue to pump up until June 2nd. Although a correction is likely to happen, I still imagine the asset to continue to grow up to the 2nd, and after the 2nd, especially pending this hackathon, we could see a lot more pumping going on in EOS. I certainly do not think EOS's run is over with yet, and there's going to be a lot more dust stirred up before it calms down and finds its final valuation. As always, keep it locked right here, blockchain, for the ongoing developments in EOS. So all of that sounds lovely and great. Sounds like they're really going to develop a full decentralized platform, and by meeting together at the Hong Kong Hackathon, I think it's going to help develop a lot of projects off of this new ecosystem. Now comes controversy, as many of these cryptocurrencies are not without their fair share. On Reddit just one day ago, a very hot topic discussing EOS, and it goes like this: EOS will be extremely centralized. 21 nodes is a paltry sum, which means small sum. Non-full nodes will not have any way to do lightweight verification, thus multiplying its degree of centralization. On top of all this, the 21 full nodes will be delegates, which are voted in. By necessity, this turns consensus into a political process instead of an automated one. One of the practical effects of this is that the delegate nodes will be known/trusted third parties. To sum up, EOS will be a trusted third-party based ledger. Eliminating the need for trusted third parties was a great breakthrough that Satoshi made in inventing the proof-of-work blockchain, and which Ethereum is putting all of this work in to try to replicate with proof-of-stake. EOS is more like an attempt to create an evolved version of the traditional centralized server-client architecture rather than an attempt to introduce a paradigm shift like Ethereum. The first comment questions why all the fuss and why so much gains, which is responded to with fake volume across exchanges with heavy wash trading, coordinated with a mainnet launch hype, sucking in all sorts of newbies so that the early investors can dump on them. Without a mainnet, it has a cap of 15 billion. LOL. As with much of this blockchain technology market, all of these projects really have perceived value, and a lot of them are just spin-offs of the original Bitcoin, and it is simply a transactional system. Where I think the future of blockchain technology lies is in utilization, developing, like Typerium for example, content creator platforms that service an industry. Wabicoin and Encash, to give two other examples of some serious utility with all of the advantages that come inherently with blockchain technology. So do realize a lot of these projects are just being pumped for perceived value, and with many of these projects functioning with high market caps without any working projects and simply just a perceived value is highly speculative. So be very cautious. I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. I immerse myself in these markets each and every day to cover all of the changes that happen so fast. There are over 1,500 different digital assets on CoinMarketCap, and there are many more constantly being dreamed up. There are a lot of projects that are very promising and show a lot of utility going forward into an increasingly uncertain economical structure of 2018, wherever you are in the world. It is the philosophy behind blockchain technology. All of these projects represent a global paradigm shift away from traditional infrastructure that is based on institutions and is so corrupt. Many of us are aware that what little we do know about the corruption is disgusting, and a smaller percentage of those people that are aware also know that what we do know is the tip of the iceberg, so to speak, that we know an incredibly small fraction of what really goes on behind closed doors of these multi-billion-dollar corporations, taking the power out of their hands and distributing the wealth more evenly among regular average Joes is really what the future is all about, and I'm on board with this. That is why I started the channel, to cover all of the changes as they happen. Follow me on Twitter because I post cryptocurrency news as it happens. EOS has been doing well. They should continue to do well based on a perceived value, and this Reddit post is not inaccurate. All of those things are true, and all of those things bring valid questions to the table. As well, talking about how newbies get involved, many investors in cryptocurrency don't take the time to understand the inner workings of these assets, but still sink hard-earned fiat into it, and that is just an expectation that has to be had among all of the cryptocurrency investors. Understand that some projects are going to get pumped up, even if they may not turn out to be very good or used at all. So I do expect EOS to continue to rise in 24-hour volume, potentially seeing all-time high prices in the very near future. A mainnet launch always has a significant positive impact on projects, and I don't disregard the fact that EOS is likely a very honest and good actor in the space, and they are trying to do something good. There is naturally going to be skepticism on Reddit. That is what these message boards are for, and any good project is going to be able to go through periods of questions and conduct themselves in a manner that shows over the long term what they're really all about. Many of these projects have yet to completely solidify themselves in the top 100 or in the space whatsoever. Some of these projects that are in the top 100 right now will not be in 1 year, and some of the projects that are lower on the level will continue to rise in the top 100. That is why I'm here to cover all of the hyper-evolving changes, to keep myself along with you up to date on this emerging and disruptive industry known as blockchain technology. Continue to follow us for other assets that are doing well today, as well as all the cryptocurrency news that you come onto YouTube looking for. Thank you so much for watching Blockchained. My name is Landon, and until next time, everyone.